Don in London. Hello. My videos all about recovery from addiction to either substance or behaviour. My addictive substance, alcohol, my behaviour. Often trying to be perfect, trying to please everybody, pleasing nobody, least of all me. And I got lost in a sea of alcohol. And then I found a lifeboat. Well, there was a lifeboat to start with. Somebody said, why don't you go to AA and sort yourself out? And being a stubborn and defiant son of a gun, which I am, or less so these days, I suppose I was bundled into the doors of AA, listened, promptly admitted my alcoholism and went straight to a pub to have a pint to calm my nerves. So I didn't really get the message, and it took a long time to get to the second meeting. I won't say it, well, yeah, it's 5 years. Not good. So a fearful person for quite a while, stuck in a malady. Not only did I not want it to be so, and I was in denial, I think a lot of people around me wanted me to be okay, so they would go along with my denial as well, that I could stop on my own, and of course I couldn't. So this video concentrates mainly on the literature of AA for the 9th of September 090909, and the AA Preamble, which is on this little card here, freely available at AA meetings or on the internet. You can't get the card off the internet, but you can certainly read what it says. But I'll share it here because it settles me down to do the video. And it says this: Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is the desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution. It does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. Ah, that's better. And whether we're 1 day sober or 1 hour trying to wonder what the hell is going on in a meeting of AA, or 20 years sober, I'm way below that, only a few years in. We start to learn a little bit about experience, strength and hope, and what it is to be included in a fellowship which is predominantly simply there to help us find a way forward, to maybe attempt to live life a little bit better each day, learn a bit more wisdom and experience and strength and hope. And that's the gift. If we keep on going, we start to learn what it's like for others not to drink, and then we start to learn what it is like for us not to drink. And in my early days I was full of fear, then rage, then anger, then despondency and all sorts, because I really hadn't experienced my feelings for a very long time, and they'd been covered up by, I suppose, an ocean of alcohol. So the lifebelt was offered, and then 5 years later I found the Lifeboat, which is AA. And when I can't get to meetings, or when I'm sharing literature, like for tomorrow, as it's only the 8th, for the 9th of September, I use the Daily Reflections, as Bill sees it, this one, and refer to the 12 by 12, that's the 12 steps of recovery for individuals to find an open, honest, willing approach to life. And it also covers the 12 traditions, which is about unity, service and recovery, how the fellowship sticks together, or what helps keep it glue, or keep the glue and stop it from falling apart. Namely, the 12 steps are there, it stops us committing suicide, and the 12 traditions stop us committing homicide, as often said. So, what's in store for tomorrow? Daily Reflections. I've had a quick gander, or look, and it says opening new doors. They, the promises, are being fulfilled among us, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly, and that comes from the AA Big Book, page 84, which is, by the time we get to step 9, or the 9th month, or in this book step 9 is covered for September, the promises are in the AA Big Book, so it refers to the promises, which is a life beyond our wildest dreams. And you know, my wildest dreams and fantasies were completely unreal, unachievable, and belonged in the realms of definitely some science fiction or imaginative fiction that I believed I could live. And now I found that real life today is beyond my wildest dreams. I understand where I am right now. I'm in my flat. I understand who I am just for today, and life has been okay. Life has been really okay today, even though it's been a bit painful physically. So the promises talked about in this passage are slowly coming to life for me. What has given me hope is putting step 9 into action. The step has allowed me to see and set goals for myself in recovery. Old habits and behaviours die hard. Working step 9 enables me to close the door on the drunk I was and to open new avenues for myself as a sober alcoholic. Making direct amends is crucial for me, and that's what step 9 is all about. As I repair relationships and behaviour of the past, I am better able to live a sober life. Although I have some years of sobriety, there are times when the old stuff from the past needs to be taken care of, and step 9 always works when I work it. And I covered a bit more about it in depth yesterday. In step 9, there are some amends we can make reasonably swiftly. There are some amends that we need to really consider very carefully with the help of another person or whoever it happens to be, maybe a group of people. And then there are some amends which would do more harm than good to other people, or even just trying to do them. And we need to learn the wisdom to know the difference of those things. And when we're first sober, all those sorts of ideas are quite difficult because we are completely bamboozled, and it takes time, and as much time as a person needs. There's no rush at doing the steps, but I have found that if we read them and understand them a bit better, and then see the wisdom and then to experience doing these steps, from step 1, which is powerless over alcohol and life being unmanageable if we start drinking again, and all the way through to 9. But I just want to read a bit from as Bill sees it, this one. As many pages a day as you feel is necessary, or I feel is necessary for me. So I might just not stick with one, I might do more, or dig in somewhere. These are not done in any particular order by me or by any other website out there. So page 201, unlimited choice. Or is that the right one? No, the hour of the hour of decision. It says here, not all large decisions can be well made by simply listing the pros and cons of a given situation. Helpful and necessary as this process is, we cannot always depend on what seems to us to be logical. When there is doubt about our logic, we wait upon God or good conscience. And for me, as somebody said, God works through people, so I tend to plug into people and listen for the voice of intuition. If in meditation on our own that voice is persistent enough, we may well gain sufficient confidence to act upon that rather than upon logic. It's also our emotional and spiritual balance. Emotions not out of anger or a desperate need to do something, and not necessarily because the logic of the process says it ought to be done now. It's timely. If after an exercise of these two disciplines we are still uncertain, then we should ask for further guidance and, when possible, defer important decisions for a time. By then, with more knowledge of our situation, logic and intuition may well agree upon the right course. But if the decision must be now, let us not evade it through fear. Right or wrong, we can always profit from the experience. And that's how we learn on a daily basis, by experiencing life. And I suppose taking risks about shit, and that requires an amount of courage, faith and confidence building, our self-esteem. And when we started with no esteem and very little ego, or an ego so torn asunder and I suppose thwarted and, well, whatever, by alcohol or whatever it was, we need a bit of time to reflect and get wisdom from other people. So that serenity prayer which comes up at this time in my videos at the end, to God or good conscience, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference is just for today.